Good morning, everybody out there on YouTube. Hey, I had a question concerning, because you hear me talking about incentive pay at Magnum. So what is incentive pay? A lot of your trucking companies, they offer bonuses. But if you look at the bonuses, it's like almost impossible to make. In other words, the numbers are so far out there, they just put you in the edge where it's really not true. Here at Magnum, we have what we call incentive pay. And that's what I was going to talk about today. Pardon the bouncing around, but I'm sitting in the passenger seat. Neil is over there driving. So I don't have a mount on this side of the truck. But anyway, incentive pay. Incentive pay is the incentive to drive your truck the way the company wants you to drive the truck. Now here at Magnum, we actually consider our incentive pay part of our normal pay. Because as long as you operate the truck the way they want you to, you're going to get it. The first thing you have to do for your incentive pay is drive 10,000 miles in a month. Now, Neil, for instance, he's in training. He's been on the truck 2 weeks and a day. 2 weeks and a day. Just driving normal miles. And he's at 6,400 miles. So his first 2 weeks on the truck, he's averaged over 3,000 miles a week. And that's generally what we do here. That's normal, around 3,000 miles a week. I had a conversation with a young man the other night at the terminal that he didn't make his miles. And I actually told him a solution for that because he'd actually got caught into a bad lane. And I explained to him, I said, the next time that happens, you give me a call. As soon as you see that you're caught in that lane like that, and you don't get the miles that you're expecting to get in a week, you call me immediately, and we'll make that change. And just understand, when you make that phone call, be ready to run your ass off, because we're going to really throw the miles at you hard. It's pretty easy to do 11,000, 12,000 miles a month here with Magnum. That's kind of normal. If you don't get 10,000 miles in a month, that's because you've taken excessive time off. Or the only time I don't hit my miles is when I take 4 or 5 days off in a month. Then it gets a little sketchy. Last month I took a week off total during the month, and I was right there knocking on the door of 10,000 miles. I just barely missed it. But consistently drive 11,000, 12,000 miles every month. So that's the first parameter. Hit 10,000 miles in a month. I mean, you come out here OTR to make money, run the miles. We got the freight, we got the miles, so there's no reason for not getting your miles. The next thing, the next perimeter is how much you idle your truck. All of our trucks are equipped with APUs. There's no reason to ever idle your truck. As long as you don't idle your truck more than 15% of the time, you get the idle bonus. That's like 3 cents a mile. If you run on cruise control, you need to run on cruise control while you're driving at least 70% of the time. It's just the most efficient way for miles per gallon to drive the truck. So as long as you got your cruise control on for over 70% of the time, there's more incentive pay added up to it. Really, that's the only two things that you really need to concern yourself with to make sure you make your bonuses, is to run your cruise control when you're going down the highway, and when you stop, turn the truck off and turn your APU on for comfort. The other things that are in that is don't get a ticket. Don't get any CSA points against the company. Can you think of anything else that's in that incentive package? That's pretty much it, right? Yeah, you just went through orientation. You're supposed to know all that good stuff. Yeah. So that's how the incentive pays. So that's 8 cents a mile total. So if your rate per mile, say like I get 55 cents a mile plus my 8 cents a mile incentive pay, that takes me to 63 cents a mile, all miles driven. And then if I carry a hazmat load, I get another nickel, so that takes me to 68 cents a mile. Part of your incentive pay in there is to have a hazmat and a tanker endorsement. You get another penny a mile on all miles driven for having those two endorsements. But let's say a brand new guy just graduated out of CDL school. Now his rate that he's going to be offered by contract is 38 cents a mile. That's normal. Yeah. Now Neil got quite a bit more than that because 40 years ago in another lifetime he drove a truck for a while. Right. So he had a few years driving a truck way back when Jesus Christ was a corporal and Moses was a private. I gotta gig you just a little bit, Neil. Giving Neil a hard time. So Neil started out at substantially more than that. But let's say a guy straight out of school, just got his CDL, comes to Magnum, does his 30 days training, gets on his solo truck. He's going to start at 38 cents a mile. That's a normal for a brand new guy. 38 cents a mile plus 8 cents incentive. So when you say 38 cents a mile, you're actually 46 cents a mile. That's what your monthly pay reflects. So your incentive pay always comes on the third payday of the week, of the month. And that's generally, my incentive pay is generally $900, $1,000, maybe a little over $1,000. So, but you get your incentive pay all on one paycheck, and it's always the third paycheck of the month. So maybe I pretty much explained incentive pay there. Yep. I got covered all the bases. So, but most of us here at Magnum, we bank on that. I mean, it's a given. All you got to do is do your job, drive your truck the way you're supposed to, and you're going to make your bonuses. They're not pie in the sky. It's not like only 50% of the fleet makes it. No, the majority of us always get our incentive pay. So it's the real deal. It's not smoke on the water or whatever you want to call it. It's a real deal. So starting out, and let's carry on a little bit about a guy that gets 38 cents a mile right out of school. Plus that's his base pay, plus his incentive pay actually takes him to 46 cents a mile for the month. But when you start at Magnum on 38 cents a mile, we're going to actually put it in a contract when we hire you, and there will be a document that you will sign when you're in orientation so that you get a 2-penny raise every 2 months. Because by the time that you get 1 year, we want you at 46 cents a mile base pay, plus another 8 cents incentive pay, puts you at 54 cents a mile. So you're going to make good money here. Magnum is a real comfortable seat. We drive super nice equipment. We get lots of miles. It's a priority to get you home on your home time. It's, as I keep saying, guys, I think it's absolutely the best seat in the industry if you're going to be a company driver and be OTR, without a doubt. Anyway, if y'all have any more questions or anything, you always put it down in the comments. if you ever want to send me an email, always in the description of my videos, I've got my email address. You know, shoot me a question. If you shoot me your name and phone number in an email, I'll call you back. That way you got my name, my phone number, and all that good stuff. Always talk to me. I don't mind. I'm actually one of the mentors here at Magnum. If you're a new driver, I gotcha. If you're a new driver at Magnum, if you ever have a question about what's going on or how you're doing your job or whatever, you can always call me. And same place, I'm kind of take on the role of being a mentor industry-wide. If you have a question or would like to talk about, career development or what you're doing in trucking or what's the real deal or anything like that, shoot me your name, phone number. I'll call you back. I'll give you the true scoop. I'll be straight up with you. And if Magnum's not a fit for you, I'll tell you from what you're telling me that you want. I'll say this ain't the place for you. I'll shoot you straight. I talk to a lot of folks. Some I bring on to Magnum and some I recommend a different path. But anyway, give me a shout out if you need to. Y'all have a great day. God bless each and every one of you. Remember, you too can change the world, man. All you gotta do is be nice to each other. Bye-bye.